So recently I came out into this forest to film some B-roll for my last video, and it was a really heavy day. I was feeling pretty stressed out about a certain circumstance that I'm dealing with in my life that's quite challenging, and I made an amazing discovery while I was out here. I started filming and about an hour went by. I went back on the trail to go home and I noticed that I totally forgot what I was stressed out about. I totally forgot about what I was thinking. And I really want to send this message out to anybody who may be struggling with anxiety, struggling with something stressful in their life. One of the most important things that a lot of people are not doing today is getting out in nature, getting away from all of the frequencies and electricity and data and 5G and all this technology and overstimulation and looking at everybody's highlight reel online. Get yourself out here in nature and do a nice meditative walk or even meditate. I come out here and I do some breath work, kind of like the Wim Hof method. I also learned a lot about this breath work through doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for so many years. I ended up obtaining my purple belt a couple of years ago, and I've had to take a step back since then because of injuries, and I just don't have the time for it now that I've been focusing a lot of my time on this channel as well as with my business. But that breath work is a vital part of the way that I deal with stress now. I spent a large portion of my life dealing with stress and anxiety in a very unhealthy manner, with addiction and compulsions. And this breath work and coming out in nature has been one of the things I use to replace all of those addictive behaviors. Quite a few years ago, I was hospitalized for 8 full days in the psych ward, and it was at that point where I started realizing that the way I'm dealing with my problems, the way I'm dealing with my stress is completely unhealthy. And I think this is a very important message for people nowadays because I think a lot of people are struggling with their mental health. A lot of people are struggling with addiction. A lot of people are struggling with feeling depressed and anxious. And a lot of times it's just because you're doom scrolling online. This is a very unnatural thing that a lot of us are doing. Getting online, looking at someone else's highlight reel, looking at some really unrealistic expectations out of life can make you feel like you're not good enough, can make you feel like you're not doing enough with your life. And there's nothing wrong with who you are as a person. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. You're fine the way you are. You should always strive to be better, but you need to learn how to live in the moment. Being exposed to all this stimulation online and all these fake dopamine hits that we keep getting is we're not grounded. We're not living in reality. We're not living in the present moment. When you get out in nature and you force yourself to breathe, and you breathe through the diaphragm, and you close your eyes, and you focus just on your breath, and you live in that moment, that meditation is a reset for your mind. That meditation can totally clear your head, and when we have a clear head, we make much better decisions in our lives. We're able to handle a lot more. And life is all about handling more and moving forward. And I really wanted to share this because it was a really enlightening moment, and it was something so simple, and I had no intentions of coming out here to meditate, and I ended up coming to this shocking. It's crazy that I'm saying shocking because there's probably a lot of people that may even be watching this that are actually doing this and getting in nature a lot more, but I've been taking it for granted that I have this beautiful forest by my house that I can walk through. And I was able to live in the moment. I was able to get away from all of that stress. And I think a lot of times when we struggle with addiction, when we struggle with compulsive thoughts and anxiety, it's because we're being overstimulated right now. It's an unnatural way of thinking. If you're watching this, get out in nature, go for a walk, take some deep breaths, take 8 deep breaths in, hold for 4 seconds, breathe through the diaphragm. Another thing I started getting into a few years ago when I started really studying spirituality is fire breathing, where you hold your hands out at 45-degree angle and breathe through the diaphragm. And the challenge with it is actually holding your hands up for that amount of time. And it's a concept I believe I learned when I was studying Kundalini yoga. There's a lot of controversy when it comes to Kundalini yoga. A lot of people are afraid to do it. A lot of this has to do with some of the dogmatic teachings that a lot of people prescribe to. I don't want to get into dogging any type of religion. I know I spoke in my previous video about deconstructing my Christianity. I'm not going to dog Christianity. I think there's a lot of positives to Christianity, but I also think that it closes people off from learning different modalities that can help you deal with everyday stress. And I think there isn't just a one size fits all for everybody on how to deal with certain things. And I find that yoga practices, meditation, a lot of the peacefulness of these dharmic religions is really applicable today, and it's really important to get out and get grounded and get in nature. Another thing too, while I was studying different spiritual practices, because I've always been on a truth-seeking path and I've always studied different types of modalities, as I noticed that with a lot of the ancient pagan religions, there was a heavy emphasis on being out in nature and feeling the spirituality of the trees. And I believe, it might sound a little woo-woo, but I believe when you are around the trees, they're protecting you from all of these frequencies and all the electricity and all of the electronic noise that affects your brain. I truly believe that. I don't think it's a coincidence that I came out here and I had forgotten all my stress. I didn't feel that anxiety. There was a really long time where I had always felt this pit of anxiety in my stomach, and I didn't know how to calm it down. I didn't know how to calm my mind down. I have a very active mind. I have a very active imagination. I feel like I always need to be doing something, and just being out here, even right now, even making this video, being out here right now, it's just so peaceful. And I want to share this with my audience. I want to share this with anyone who may be struggling right now. So that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Get out in nature. If you're struggling right now, I've been there and we're in this together. You got this. Have a great day, everybody. Go for a hike, enjoy your day. And if you like this type of content, hit the bell notification. Let me know in the comments. Have a good day, everybody. See you in the next video. I'm out.